Some of my art friends that I watch on YouTube have been using brush pens lately, which has made me really super curious about brush pens. So I got myself a brush pen, and now let's see if I can learn how to use it. One thing for sure, I can't learn how to use a brush pen if I don't put a cartridge in it. Came with 2 extra cartridges, but I thought it had a cartridge in the pen already, so in real life I spent a few minutes just trying to make marks on the paper with no cartridge in the brush pen. But we're in time lapse, so fortunately that doesn't take up much time, and now we're on to making marks on the paper. First thing I was interested in learning, I've been watching comic book sketching, which had a brush pen video today, and within the last month or so, Art Monarch had a brush pen, and they were both saying that it can be difficult to make lines, especially fine lines, thin lines. So that was my first goal, was to see how much control I could have over the brush pen, and I found that my experience was the same as what they were telling me to expect. That making fine lines was difficult, and making any lines at all, as a matter of fact, was sort of difficult because it's got less control. So if I was looking to make a bunch of thick lines and introduce a bunch of randomness into it and have that kind of not as controlled look, then maybe it would be a lot more interesting to experiment with it. But I just it doesn't feel good to me giving up that measure of control that I get when I use like a micron fine liner type of pen. So I stopped trying to do what trying to fight against the brush, and just see if I could do some of what it might be better at, making thicker and less controlled lines. Trying to do some hair squiggles and things like that here. Still wasn't having the comfort level. I mean, I don't know if it takes a long time to develop a comfort level with a brush pen. Certainly in the, one day that I've been futzing around with it, I haven't developed any comfort level. Tried drawing these branches here, just to see if I could get something going that would give me a happier result. I think if I was like trying to draw, like do a live drawing with like a 6-foot tall canvas or something like that, and people needed to be able to see what I was drawing at a distance, maybe brush pen would be good for that. I think that for doing fills, I mean, a brush pen probably will save you a whole ton of time. And for me, a lot of times in my time-lapse videos drawn on this channel, I'm trying to draw really thick lines with a really thin micron, and I'm just going back and forth 100 times until the line gets thick enough. So I probably would keep the brush pen around and sort of mix it in, and just pull it out when I'm trying to go for those thicker lines and outlining things and doing things where maybe a brush pen might be more appropriate. By this point in time, I just sort of wanted to be done. Wasn't having a ton of fun with things, so I was just drawing, just filling up the paper quickly, to be honest with you. So I made a few patterns so that I could call it a day with this drawing. So I mean, in terms of recommend or do not recommend a brush pen, there are things that it's good for, that it might be useful, but mostly I don't intend to use it. I can see it sitting around a lot. Even for like thick lines, I get kind of paranoid that I'm, using up all the ink in the cartridge. So pretty much everything about using a brush pen sort of gives me anxiety. Anyway, here's a tour around the drawing that I did draw. If you like this video, leave a like. If you want to subscribe, you can. And peace and love to you wherever you are in this crazy world.